everybody. Happy Saturday. I hope you all are doing good. I have decided to hop on here and my daughter has requested a bag. She saw the Monroe I did a few bags back. It was this brown and beige material with the rolled handle. She loved it. And she, her last bag I made for her was the Mr. Heckles at 85%. And she has actually used that for a year. The handles are tearing off. And she needs a new bag. And she requested this style bag, but bigger. And so, I enlarged it to 120%. I measured to make sure it will fit her computer for school because she's going back to school. And she wants a bag to be able to tote stuff around in. And of course she has to be stylish. So let's try it. I'm not sure. It's probably going to take me a little bit of thinking because whenever you enlarge a pattern, some things change, some things don't. You kind of just have to go with the flow on that. So hopefully I can figure this out and we can make her bag. If not, this might be my run through. I don't know yet. I did do her handles already. So these are my second set of rolled handles. And I will tell you, it went a lot better the second time around. I used thicker cording. It's like climbing cording. I used leather glue when I rolled them around and made sure that was nice and dry before I sewed all this on. You see how it doesn't wrinkle? It looks so much better. The only thing I need to practice is sewing this whole part together. I had a skip stitch right there, but Annabelle doesn't care. This part doesn't look the best, but again, it was just a practice. So I think it looks 10 times better than the last one I did. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to practice some more, and I did edge paint it, you know, along there. We're going to be doing this at the retreat in October. So I'm trying to get it so I know what I'm doing so I can teach other people how to do it. But I've had these sitting here for a while. I made them a while ago. I don't think I'm doing many alterations other than adding a zipper pocket to the inside of the bag. And of course it being at 120%. I think that's it. I'm excited to sew this up. It's been a hot second since I made one. So I have the pattern up here to refresh my memory. And yeah, we'll see if we can get through all this. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to do it all in one sitting or not. But fingers crossed, we can. Okay, Marie, oh, I hope you are resting up and feeling better. Are we ready for this, guys? Let's do it. Let me plug in my phone so it doesn't die. And then I forgot to get a little woven. Let me grab my little woven labels because I want to put something cute on the inside. I don't know what yet. So let me look real quick at what I have. I've got quite a bit of goodies here. All right. I've got quite the collection, I think, going here. Okay, so a 19-year-old girl. What do we put in there, right? We have the Hello Gorgeous, but it doesn't match. So I don't know if she'd like that. She's very matchy. I'm rooting for you would be cute. Let's see. You make life sweet. Would that be cute? That might be kind of cute in it. I think I'll do that. I think that's cute. All right, we'll get one of these. It says you make life sweet. I think that'll look really cute on the inside. Okay. So I'm going to go a little out of order here. I've decided I want to go ahead and just get my zipper panel made because you know what? I hate thinking that you're almost done with a bag and then you have to make the zipper panel. Same with straps. Straps and zipper panels. Ugh. You can see my Marley May right there. All right. We're good. All right, so let's get going on this. Again, 120%. Yeah, and I'm doing vinyl, so I took a 1/2 inch off the top because it's not going to be a double fold on the top. It'll be a raw fold. So if you're doing that, if you're using vinyl, you take about a 1/2 inch off the top. And I think that's it. All right, so I have my zipper panel kind of prepped and ready to go already. I tried to do some prepping. Marley May is the cutest girl, isn't she, Annette? I love her. I just love my baby girl. Sorry, my scissors were over here. My Kais that I trash. I'm just gonna guess on the length here. Okay. I apologize in advance. The lining is black because it's for Annabelle. And she wants black everything. So the lining is black. I'm sorry. It will be hard to see. Hopefully it's not the worst, but yeah, it is what it is, guys. All right. So I'm going to do that 90-degree turn on my zipper, and then we'll add it to my panel. And yeah, here we go. All right, guys, here we go. You guys, not this weekend, but next weekend, we have a Sewing the States trip. We are doing 3 whole states, guys. We're doing, what are we doing? We are doing Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. I am so excited. I have never been to that part of the country ever. So I'm really excited for this Sewing the States. All right, here we go. I am using, I think this is Sandy Beach thread for this bag because I'm using as an accent biscuit, and the Sandy Beach matches the biscuit almost perfectly. And also, just a heads up, I am doing a 20% off sale on my entire website. Patterns, already marked down items, everything. 20% off. The sale starts tomorrow morning and goes through Thursday. So if you've been wanting to grab some threads or some hardware, some webbing, fill up those carts. Okay, here we go. And I am just going to be crazy and take it apart because that's how I do it. Okay, here we go. Hi, Barb. Barb was on this morning making a cute little bag from Shambhala, the brunette. So funny. I just got that pattern too to look at and try. So go check out Barb's video from this morning. I think she's going to finish the rest of it tomorrow. You're not late to the party. Hi, Evelyn. I'm doing good. I am doing good. One of my little guys went to a friend's house, and Charlotte is upstairs hanging out. So yeah, it's just a laid back day. All right, I'm just doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance, nothing fancy. And here we go. Hey, hey, Orla. Hot and humid. It's been in the 90s here in Colorado, which is pretty flippin' hot for us. And I think we're going to have a storm come through and it's going to be like 70s and rainy, and I am here for it. Okay. At least I'm using contrasting thread, so that will kind of pop out on the black. What do you do? What do you do? I'm happy to report that Annabelle and her boyfriend absolutely loved the Mickey and mini bags I made, and she loved the red zipper tape on it. They wore it the entire time they were at the parks. It was adorable. So those were a hit. $94 in California. Yeah, it's been that hot here the last few days too. Uh-oh, it's stuck. Didn't rip, did it? No. Okay. I love this smooth zipper foot I caught off of Amazon. It's like a skinnier, smooth zipper foot. It does not rip up my vinyl on the top. It's kind of fabulous. All right, so there's one side, and I am going to just clip my center real quick, and then I'll set that aside. Doop. Okay, next one. You've been watching Perfect Match on Netflix. That's funny, Dawn. Oh, I haven't watched Perfect Match. What's that one? Sounds like a show I would like. Hi, Natalie. Are you on vacation? I hope you're having so much fun. Good for you. 63 in Ireland, and even that's too hot for me. That's funny, Orla. Oh. Air show this weekend, and we are almost directly over the flight path. Oh, wow. I bet that's loud. Second side here. You missed the Zoom meeting. Oh, Evelyn, that's a bummer. It was fun because Sherelle, the designer of the Johnny B, was on the Zoom call with us. It was pretty cool. I forgot. I like to trim away my corners right here so they don't kind of poke out when I fold everything over. That seems to work for me. Forgot to do that on the other one. 110 in Coachella Valley today. That is gross. Dawn. Nick Lachey hosts. It's like all the other dating and marriage reality shows. So annoying, but so addictive. Sounds like my type of show. I need a good vacation, Natalie. That sounds fabulous. I'll get mine next weekend. Aw, Stacy, you couldn't open the link? I'm so sorry. It should take you just directly to it when we have those. It's always the same meeting room. that Zoom link from all the past ones. It's always the same. Okay, that is done. Now I don't have to worry about my zipper panel. I love that. I love just getting that out of the way. Be done with you. All right. Beautiful. All right, let's see what else we got here. I think she has you start out with slip pockets. So now I'll follow what she has here. I already did the rolled handles. Oh, she has you prep the connectors, so we'll do that. Okay, I've got my connectors here. Let's get my slip pocket pieces. I think that's one of them. And then, did I do 2 slip pocket pieces? I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. Okay. Let's do our connectors next. So I'm not sure measurement wise. Hopefully I did this correctly. Because pretty much this is at the bottom of the bag. And these are here. Hopefully everything measures out right. I guess we'll see. All right, so I did some Decaville light on my handle connectors because I know my daughter's pretty hard on the handles for her bags. That's what's ripping on her Mr. Heckle. So I'm just making sure that that doesn't happen on this bag, but I got to remember which side I put it on. All right. And then you measure down. I'm keeping with the measurement in the pattern, so we'll see. Okay, so I got that prepped, and then I'm going to put some tape along here because we attach our handles when we sew these on. That's why you need your handles already made if you're doing the rolled handles like she has in the pattern. Evelyn Monroe at 120%. One more to go. This is a drop-in lining bag, you guys. Just FYI, I don't have it threaded. I'm going to have to go put a different thread in it, but I'll probably do this on my cylinder arm at the end. All right, so those are my 4 connectors. I'm going to set, I have to set something on them so they don't come up. Okay, and then we're going to do our slip pocket. So this is the front slip pocket. She just has you do one big long piece, fold it over like that, and then we're going to put the trim on the top. Super easy. If you wanted to do a lining on the inside, you totally could. You could cut it into 2 different pieces. The vinyl gets kind of thick, but I know my machine can handle it. So, hi, Viola. Bye, Evelyn. All right, so I'm just folding this in half here, and then I'm going to put my trim on the top. I debated whether to do a slip pocket on each side of the bag, but then I just decided to do it on one. I don't think she needs it on both. Okay, beautiful. And we're gonna top stitch that. Okay, and then she has you go ahead and prep and do the lining one while you're at it. So same thing, this gets sewn into your side seams, I think. Let me double check that I did my pieces the correct size, and then it gets sewn into the side seams. Yeah, it does. Okay. Hi, Annette. I used to baste it, but now I'm like, I could just put tape there and fold it up. So that's what I'm going to do. Pretty nails. Thank you. I need to actually get them redone. They're about at the end, I think. Okay, obviously you can change up the pockets. You don't have to do exactly what she has. I am going to do a zipper pocket on the inside with an overlay. Totally your call on pockets. All right, let's sew this one on. Just watching you do the Rowena. I like to rewatch videos you have done while I'm in sewing the pattern. That's awesome. Yay. Okay. My 2 slip pockets done. And then she has you go to attaching the handles to the main body. Okay. So we're going to start with, now the bodies have a slight taper. So just be aware of what's the top and what's the bottom on that. Always good to know. Okay. Don't really want to clip the top because it is folded over. So I'm just going to mark it and clip the bottom though. All right. So I want to add my slip pocket. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to put some tape on it so it doesn't move. Okay. You can do these sides too. This print is Love Lola. And then all of the solid vinyl and the linings are Tulip Bee. Bonnie, we have done a live before. Me, Susan, and Barbie, we sewed up the Bartleby together. So there is a live with the 3 of us on together. Okay. Whoops. Did I do that on the right side? Yeah. My center mark's on this side though. Silly me. All right. We line that up at the bottom. Want to make sure it's centered, right? Yeah. Excuse me. Whew, I got a tickle in my nose. All right. There's my pocket. So, I'm not sure of the handle placement because this is enlarged. And I think my normal gap, yeah, it's bigger, right? So there's 2 inches more on this. So the handles need to be placed 3.5 inches out. Yeah, okay. Let's try that. So here's my center. That's 3.5. Yep. Okay. You just got to do some math. Hopefully that works. We shall see. Okay. Where are my connectors? They're over here. Coming all undone, like I thought. So I want to put on my handle. Okay. And it needs to be like that. Nope. It needs to be like that. Okay. So I want to put on my handle. And then put more tape on. Hi, Rose. Aw, I'm sorry you haven't been feeling good. My niece is sick today. She woke up with a cold, so I hope I don't get any crud from her. Beginning of the school year, things are going to be going around. All right. Okay, so I'm going to set that, the inside of that line right there, and it should just cover the top, just like that. There we go. Beautiful. I need to make sure I take off any markings though. Kids are back in school. They start next week, Dawn. All right, so just like that, I'm gonna sew that on first because I feel like once I put this on, it'll wanna pop and move. I'm gonna check my bobbin real quick because I've done a lot of little stitches and I didn't start with a full bobbin. So, oh, it looks okay. It just sounds weird today for some reason. All right, here we go. So we're just gonna go up and around and back down. Oh, I should probably baste on my pocket too on the bottom. I'll do that in a minute. Hi, Sandra. I've got like a, not a totally skip stitch, but it'll be all right. I'm gonna rivet as well. And I'm gonna just go across down here to baste this pocket on because I didn't do that before. All right. I'll be adding rivets to that as well, but I mean, that looks pretty good. I got one little stitch that's a little longer than the others, but other than that, it looks pretty good. Okay, so now I want to put the other one there. I can still see my silver pin. Okay. There we go. All right. And this. Along that line. Ooh. Oh, she's cute. Okay. Let me take the markings off real quick before I sew it down. Okay, here we go. See if I can do better on this side. It just gets pretty thick because I'm using all vinyl. Do better. Do better, Kassiah. All right, here we go. That was better. Yay. Aw, Rose, we missed you. I'm sorry you weren't feeling good. All right, you guys. This is a little uneven for me, but it's okay. That's okay. It's okay. I got a little farther up on this one on my stitches. So I'll remember for the next side to maybe mark where I turn so it's even on both sides. Okay. So now I want to put rivets. If you squint, it's even. Perfect. Luckily, Annabelle does not notice things like that. She's like, whatever. So. Yeah, a customer better not complain. I'll tell you what. Oh my gosh, Marley is making the cutest little noises. I'm like, what is that noise? Oh my goodness, Marley May. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Dottie. Thank you. How's the new plastic mat thing working out? Can you roll freely now? Yes, Orla, it is so much better. It is so much better. All right, I'm going to press these real quick over here. Beautiful. Okay. I feel like that one smashed uneven. Just a minute. No, that's good. Okay. It's just the thickness of it. So pretty. All right, let's go to the next one. Other half. Put it on Kassiah's tab. That's funny. Why not? It's funny. All right. So make sure you've got your top and your bottom figured out because it does taper. And then I'm going to do my 3.5 for the 120%. And then here. All right. Hi, Laquita. Yeah, Marlene's just over there taking a little snooze. Oh, baby doggy. Such a rough life. All right. Handle number 2. Annabelle, my daughter, who this bag is for, is currently on a road trip taking her boyfriend to college. So I think she might be very sad when she comes home. So I figured if I had this bag ready for her, that might cheer her up. Okay. And then I like to make sure before I sew it down that it matches with my other panel, and yeah, we're good. Because I have done the mistake on putting it on the outside of the line on one of them, right? And then you're uneven. So make sure that before you sew it on, they match up. All right, here we go. Patty, thank you. I try. I don't always succeed, but I try. Oh, I was going to mark, wasn't I? So they were even. So I turned evenly. Let's see. Let's do... See, the turn down on that is only, I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. We're going to turn at a 1/2 inch because I have my skinny foot on, so that should be doable. Yeah, I know, Annette. We'll see how long the long distance thing works. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, that looks pretty good. I was able to get nice and close because of my skinny foot, so that actually works great. All right, last one. Here we are. You make a mistake? Never, right? All right, so here. Let's go here. And right there. Again, making sure it's even. Looks good. Okay. And then I'm going to mark my turnaround point so I don't have two mismatched ones again. And take off my pen. Okay, there we go. Cute. All right, let me just add 2 more rivets. And then we'll move on. Sorry for the head in the camera. Okay. All right, let me just go press those. Ta-da! All right, so I'm gonna put my little nameplate. Let me think of which way I did this. So hopefully this works and it's not ugly. I was thinking I would do a little thing under it like I did on my last bag, which I really liked, maybe. But now I'm thinking that's too big. I need to cut that down just a little bit. I think I need to cut it top and bottom. Yeah, just a second. So this is the top. I need to label it so I know how I cut the lines. Oh, now I'm going to cut that off. Duh. That didn't work very well. Let's just do, I'm going to cut it down by like, I don't know. What's that? 1/8 on each side. So my thinking was put the slots in this piece beforehand so it's easy when I go to sew it on, right? So I'm going to sew it on and then I'll have my lines already marked for cutting. All right, here we go. Let's try it. I don't know, guys. Let's try it. I think I'm going to do it lower down here. So let's do it like, I'm going to do it 2 inches up. And then I already took off my center marking, but I think it was right there. Okay. I'm just saying I need to know where my top is for the prong placement because my prongs are not always even. And so I pressed it into the piece and then cut my lines. My prongs have been kind of crooked on my hardware for my nameplates. So I just wanted to make sure it was perfect. Okay, I'm going to sew that on. And then I'll put my nameplate on. I think I'll pull through my stitches too. machine sounding weird? It's going, all right. I'm like looking at making sure everything's in place. It sounds weird. All right. Maybe it's just in my head. All right, let's tie these off. Thank you, guys. All right, so I already have my markings in this piece right here. It does sound weird, doesn't it? Yeah. It's sounding like rain. I don't know what's going on with it. It's sewing okay though, so I don't know. Yeah, black lining, Rose. She thinks if she has black lining, it hides all the dirt. So for me, if I had black lining, I wouldn't be able to see anything inside my bag. So whatever. To each their own, right? Come on. No, this isn't lined up. Come on, you. There we go. Hi, Nancy. You're good. It's going to take us a hot second to make this bag. Okay, I found this duct tape type stuff. Let's see if this works. All right. Hi, Chris from Hot New Orleans. That's a fancy looking X-Acto. Yeah, Katie, our Montana sew, she put a little care package together for us and put this in the thing saying it's great for nameplates and stuff. And it is. It's nice and small. And it works great for at my machine. Okay. What do we think? Hey, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I have some perfecting to do on it, but that's okay, right? Yeah. Sorry. I don't know how you... Okay. All right. We are going to now add the base. For this part, I never know if I keep the same seam allowance, if I increase it. Like, this is all... I never know, guys. I'm going to check this. Let's see how big if my cutout is still... My cutout is the same seam allowance still. So I'm going to keep everything the same. And then... Yeah, so I sew along the whole edge, attach that, and then flatten. Okay, here we go. So here is my base. I did my purse feet. Where do I get my metal bag tags from? From Alibaba. I did it 1.5 inches from one side and 2 inches in from the other. So 1.5 and 2, and then I did a middle one. Okay. All right, here we go. No gusset on this bag, Chris. I love the assembly of this bag because you're not doing a gusset. It's pretty much like flattening. It's like old school assembly. You do not struggle on this. It's pretty awesome. I will show you. I would say this is beginner friendly minus the rolled handles, honestly. Okay, here we go. And even the rolled handles, they just take practice. It's not like you can't do it. It's just something that you need to practice a few times to kind of understand how to get it. All right, here we go. So I'm just using the seam allowance she has in the pattern. Okay, and then you flip and top stitch down, press seam towards the bottom. So you're gonna top stitch on the base, okay? Okay, and now I'm going to add the other side. Wow, she's looking cute, guys. Oh, Annabelle's going to love this. All right. I know you all want the biscuit. The biscuit is seriously one of my favorite neutrals of Annette's, of Tulip Bee. When she gets it in, I need her to send me like 5 rolls. Like, seriously. The biscuit goes with everything. I especially love the way the biscuit looks with like a darker brown and a black. It's perfection. It's so classy. And it's totally what's in fashion right now, which is another bonus. Okay, and now I want to top stitch that. What is biscuit? It is this light brown color on this bag. That's the biscuit that we are obsessed with. I've used it on so many bags. I think my biscuit is all gone, unfortunately. Okay, now I want to put my side panels on. So here is a side panel. You attach it to the sides first, and then we box out the bottoms basically. Rosa, hi. I am making the Monroe handbag enlarged to 120%. So I know I showed how to make the original. This is just 120. Did I bring in my little one? I was going to bring in my little one. I'll go grab it at the end so you guys can kind of see how they compare. Okay, do you see how it's got a little cutout here? So it stops pretty much where the base starts, which is what you want. And we're going to sew along that and stop right here at the cutout. And then we'll do the same for the other side. So I'm going to sew on my 2 side panels first, and then I'll flip it and do the other side. My bobbin is now sounding low. I think I'm going to switch it. Piera, thank you. All right, so just a second. I'm just going to put in a fresh one. That one's almost done. So I'm just going to switch so I don't have to worry about it the rest of the bag. All right, so I'm going to get my other side here, and I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. All right, so now that I have these attached on this side, I'm going to bring them over to the other side here and attach them here, okay? Guys, this pattern, this Monroe bag, for me, I totally missed it when it came out. I don't know what I was doing, where I was at, but I did not notice this pattern when it came out, and I'm telling you, don't sleep on this pattern. It is kind of fabulous. It is a great pattern. Super classy. All right, so now I'm going to sew the other side the same way, starting at that box. So do you see down here now, what we're going to do is we're going to be boxing it out like that. It's pretty cool how it works. All right. Yeah, I don't know how long ago she came out with this pattern. It was a couple years ago, I think, but I missed it somehow. And she said it wasn't one of her bigger sellers as a pattern. I don't think it got the attention it needed. And I'm telling you what, it is such a cute bag. And I'm kind of loving it at this 120%. Okay. Last side here, and then we'll box out the corners. All right. And I think carefully, blah, 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 make sure I don't do any snips, right? Short edge. I'm going to see it install. Yeah, no snips or anything. Okay. Forgot to mark my center shoot on this piece, but that's okay. It just kind of just lays very nicely in place here. And then you're going to pick up where you left off on your other stitching and sew across. I might have a little bit of a pucker here. Dang it. Yep. It happens. Love pucker. All right, so just like that. I knew I should have set up a second camera. I was going to do that over on this side. I wonder if, just hold on just a sec. Let's see if it's too late to get my other camera on. Have juice. I should have done that. Sorry, guys. Fold. Might be easier for this bag if I'm able to switch back and forth. Does it have juice? It sure does. Okay. Here we go. Boom. Okay. So now I'm going to try and put my needle in right where it ends, which can be a little tricky, but we can do it. Don't be afraid to squish. Right there. I'm like, is that, can you guys see? Okay. Now this one, I might have a little pucker. It's just laying weird. I'm going to try my best. Try my best. We'll see when we turn it out what that looks like. Okay. I never know if it's better to put a camera going this way or a camera coming behind the machine. Like, I don't know. Let's see. I think we're going to be okay. All right, so now, oops, I'm pulling it. So now I want to clip this other side. Look, I got my seam caught up in there. That's okay. So now I'm going to go like this. Let's get this other side laying in there nice and flat. Okay, same thing. Pretty easy, pretty forgiving, actually. So, yeah. I think this is easier than sewing a gusset, personally. But that's just my opinion. My 2 cents. Okay. I don't think trim seam allowances. Oh, yep, she has you trim seam allowances. All right, so I'm gonna trim a little bit. Not at the tippy top because you don't want that seam to be little. So we'll trim the rest of this down. Yeah, this is a good size bag. It's gonna fit her laptop. So it should be good. Ooh, my tension looks a little off. That's why my machine is sounding weird, I think. My tension's a little off. All right. Okay. Do we turn it? We turn it. And then we want to fold the top down. Okay, so let's do it. Let's turn it. I'm like, I wonder if I should, I'm going to give it a shot of heat real quick with my hairdryer so it's not horrible for me. Okay. I've got my hairdryer right here. I'm always afraid that's going to blow a fuse on me. All right, let's see what we have. Gosh, so much easier if you heat up your vinyl, you guys. I don't know why I wasn't doing that for the longest time. Okay. All right. Yeah, my corners look pretty good. Actually, they look very decent. Look at that. Okay. Oh my goodness. So, you get an idea. That's cute, right? And then the sides, they're going to be snapped in like that. Ah, so cute. I'll get the other bag out and we can compare this to the original Monroe as well. I am curious if I should try if I should have done D-ring for a crossbody strap, but she tends to carry her bags with the handle. So anyways, okay. So exterior. And then what's going to happen is when we put in our lining, this is just going to fold over the top of our lining. And then we will sew it around with the 2 layers together. Pretty easy, right? And I'll open the seams. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just put the tape on while we have it. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and put our tape on, but I'm not folding it down because we fold it over the top edge of our lining. Okay, so I am just going to go like this and put our tape on there. Thank you guys. Yeah, Annabelle's laptop is not very big, so we measured and it hopefully will fit in here. Piping on the side seams would be cute, yes, on this bigger one. I think on the smaller Monroe, it's too small of seams that the piping would just, I don't think it would be good, but on this one, yeah, piping would have been cute. But you can't do piping, you know, all the way around because of the way it's put together. Does that make sense? But yeah, that would have been cute on the side seams. Agreed. Gosh, my back has been hurting sitting in this chair recently. That's new. Yay. All right. All right. Just gonna get that all. Okay, looks good. Done. I'm gonna set that aside. Okay, and then I already did the zipper closure. So now we're just gonna head into the pockets. Okay, sorry, I'm just getting the angle back here. Good, good. Yeah. Oh, as I kick the camera. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. I don't like how much you can see my face on this side. There. All right, again, this tapers, so make sure you know which is the top, which is the bottom. Oh no, I didn't catch my trim. It's uneven up here. Okay. We're gonna do a second row of stitching on that. No biggie. Hi, Chastity. I just saw this, shrieked with joy, and scared my dog. That's funny. We just finished the exterior and we're moving to the lining. Okay, so, yeah, she puts this all the way at the bottom. Okay. And yeah, I know Susan's not here. and stitch. All right, I want to separate the pocket so it's not a huge, although if I left it big and she slid her computer in there, would it still be too floppy? Probably, because it's too short. I don't know. I would think it would be too floppy. Well, if you do a magnet snap, then her computer still wouldn't be able to fit. Like, it wouldn't be able to snap. If I did one going down, too floppy, yeah. I think it might be. Okay. I'm going to sew from this side because we're going to be trimming some off. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to divide it. I didn't prep to, like, I could have done a little magnet that goes down and over if I wanted to make this a laptop sleeve. But I think my daughter's too lazy anyways, and she'll just throw it in there. Honestly, let's be honest. Hi, Kajersty. Chastity, it is the Monroe at 120%, a Linds Handmade pattern. Should be down in the description if you click down below. All right, and then I am going to, my tension looks good now, so I don't know what's going on. All right, I'm just gonna trim, actually, use these scissors. There goes my ruler. Okay. Cute. Okay, so this isn't part of the pattern. I'm gonna add a zipper pocket on the other side because it's a bigger bag now, right? And I figured she would use pockets, right? I think so. Okay. Oh, look, I did cut out. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I took the time to sit and cut out an overlay before the video because I didn't think I had cut out an overlay. Look what I did. Now I have 2 overlays. That's kind of funny. And 2 zipper pocket pieces. How big are these ones? I'm going to use the bigger ones. That's kind of funny. All right, well, which one should I use? Yeah, my machine's sounding weird. I'm gonna have to do a little. Which one? Doesn't really matter. You like the top one? Top one's kind of cute, huh? That's the one I cut out today. All right, top one. Done, Wendy. All right, let's find our centers and our placement. That's so funny that I did two. I should have looked at my pieces before I sat down to do this. I cut this out like 3 weeks ago, I think. So it's been sitting there a while. So I kind of forgot what I did. All right, let's see. I want to do it about right there, maybe. What is that? We're going to go 1.25 inches. Yeah. That works. 1.25 inches down. Okay. The angled one fits the bag. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a little better as well. One of these days, I'm going to get some, I think I already have some templates for a bunch of overlays and just sit at my machine and cut out a bunch of overlays in all sorts of neutral colors. So I just have them ready to go. Okay. I'm going to sew around the outside. And I am going to backstitch. I feel like it's not a big deal on this bag because it kind of blends in with the biscuit vinyl. So, oops. Oh, it sounds like it's my machine is pulling on something weird. Huh. I'm going to have to do a little maintenance, I think, after this video. No, it's not getting caught at the top. I was looking at that. It sounds like it's somewhere in here or in my bobbin, actually. It might be in my bobbin area. It's a lot louder. My machine's a lot louder than it usually is. It's usually a lot quieter. I'm like, did I put my needle in? I changed my needle. But it looks right. I don't know, guys. We'll figure it out. I rarely have machine issues. I've been lucky. Oh, that's kind of ugly right there at the top. Oh, well. Yeah, it's not stuck on the top. I feel like it sounds like it's in the bobbin area. And see, now the tension's all funky. Let's see, if the tension's off on the bottom, I always forget if that means I need to tighten or loosen. Yeah, it might be. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It seems to only be doing the weird tension thing when it's thin layers, which usually I don't have a problem with thin layers. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Bottom. too tight or too loose. Bottom. Tighten. Oh, see, my bobbin's all funky. Look, it is my bobbin. Look at that. Oi. Yep. That's my bobbin, guys. Tighten upper thread. Yeah, I think I'll tighten the upper thread a little bit too. But that bobbin was definitely getting all funky, so that was part of it. Tighten just a little bit. Mischief managed. That's right. Mischief managed. Okay. I like to put my double-sided tape on my zipper before I put my pull on so it doesn't have that weird little bump where the pull is. This goes on smoother, and then I'm going to do one on the top of my lining on both pieces. All right, beautiful. Good, good. I need a drink of water. My needle isn't sticky, I just checked, but that could cause issues for sure. Yep. All right, so when I say I'm gonna put the zipper on my way, this is my way. I'm doing my way right now, okay? This is my tried and true way to do zipper overlays. So usually whenever a pattern calls for a zipper overlay that has a different way, I change it to this way because it's just, this is the easiest for my brain, okay? So I have my zipper tape right side up, my lining right side up. My pull right now is opening or closing to the right because I'm putting this on. So this piece is upside down currently. It's just the easiest way for me to get everything lined up. And I bring it down here and I make sure it's centered there. And I'm just positioning this side of my overlay first because that's the side I'm sewing, okay? I'm just gonna make sure it's on there nice and straight, right there. Okay, so when it's turned around, my pull is closing to the left. I am just sewing along the bottom part of this zipper box from here to here, right before and right after. And I guess I will pull through my threads because it didn't really look that great on my overlay when I didn't do it. So I was just trying to be quick about it, and I should have done it the right way. It's sounding better. Maybe. My tension looks okay. Rosa, thank you. Karen, I use this method all the time. Awesome. That's my favorite. And I don't think there's a wrong or a right way to do a zipper overlay. This is just the way that I have the most success with. So take that for what it is. All right, it looks great on that side. I'm gonna pull through and tie, and then we'll add the other side to it, okay? I tend to tie a crazy amount of knots because the last thing you want are these knots coming out, right? Hazel, I'm having bobbin issues, I think, but hopefully we're okay. Yeah, it looks better. I don't know if it looks better because I'm sewing through more layers now. It could be a layer issue. All right, and then I like to put a piece of tape along the bottom here. So when I fold down my lining, it stays in place and it's not gonna pop up on me as I'm completing the pocket. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring this down. Okay, I just want it to stay down. Beautiful. And then before I add my other lining piece, I'm gonna take the tape off of this and put it in the box where it needs to go. It just seems to be easier for me before I add the other piece that it's already in the right spot, okay? Just like that. And then I'm gonna turn it over and I will add the other lining piece on top here. Right sides facing in together. Just along the top edge of the zipper. Okay, so now I'm going to finish out my zipper box. Start here, come down, and end here. Yeah, I don't know, guys. My bobbin isn't... I'm going to check it one more time. It's okay. I haven't messed with anything. That's why I'm like, what? These machines, man, sometimes they're like, you want to sew today? Ha, ha, ha. No, you don't. All right. Here we go. Full moon, maybe. Maybe, Karen. Okay, looks good. Okay, and then we're gonna tie this off, and then I'll go ahead and close up the pocket because it's a drop-in lining, so we don't need any openings. All right. Monroe, and I am going to trim. I wasn't sure how long to make the pocket, so we're just going to trim it off just a tiny bit, not a ton. We don't want to get caught in this bottom seam here, so all right, let's close her off. And then we can put the lining together. Oops. Awesome. And I am going to trim this down just a tad bit more so it doesn't get caught in my seam. All right, beautiful. I want to go ahead and baste my zipper closure so I don't forget it, because I remember the first time I made this bag, I forgot to baste this on. And then let me look at the instructions, make sure I didn't miss anything. And then we're gonna, start with the 3/8 and make it bigger. Okay. Okay. Do I want this on the front or the back? I think I want this on the back of the bag, so I want my zipper like this. So I'm gonna baste this right here. Awesome. All right, so now we are attaching our base and our sides the same way we did with the exterior, except we're increasing the seam allowance. All right. So I don't have my centers marked. I'm gonna do that real quick. It'll just make the construction go better. And she does have you do Decaville Heavy on the lining as well, which I did. All right, here we go. So bigger seam allowance, except for at the very top of the bag, right? Because you need that to still fit with the rest of the exterior. All right, here we go. I just keep checking my tension to make sure it's okay, and it looks good. All right, and now I'm going to top stitch. Hi, Linda. From Hot SoCal. I'm sorry. Seems to be hot everywhere, huh? That time of year. Before you know it, I'll be complaining about how cold it is here. So I should just appreciate it. I know. Definitely hot in Tennessee. Yeah, I bet it is. It may be hot here, but at least it's not humid like everywhere else, so I'll take that. Dry heat over humid heat any day. All right, so there's our inside. We just need to add these cute little guys here. And then, yeah, here we go. Same idea, right? We're adding them to the sides, boxing it, and then this goes inside our exterior. Guys, we're almost done. This goes inside the exterior, and we fold down that top edge and we top stitch it all in. We have to add snaps too. There are snaps that get added to those sides. So I will be adding the snaps. All right, so we're going to start at that smaller seam allowance. And then we're going to get bigger because we don't want the lining to be baggy in our bag, but we need that top seam allowance to line up with the exterior, right? So then I increase down here. And then I stop right where that cutout is. Beautiful. Now that's gross, Tammy. 109 in Vegas. 107, Linda. Ugh, oh my gosh, I shouldn't complain ever, huh? All right, I'm just going to clip my little zipper tail out of the way here. Okay. Okay. Starting at that little cutout right there. And I need to go back to that normal seam allowance up top. And then add the other side. This really is a pretty easy construction of a bag. It's not hard on my hands either, which I love. You know, I'll switch to this camera for the rest. I think this is a better angle. Let me know if you guys agree. Did you do a cutting out for this video, for this bag? I don't think I have. I have sewn it up before. I don't think I've done a cutting out for this bag. Happy Saturday, Nancy. All right, so now we want to just box down here. I feel like the lining always lays a little bit funky compared to the exterior, and that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a, for sure, of a love pucker right there. Happens. Can't even see it. Oh my gosh, this bag is so forgiving on those sides. Kind of fabulous. Last little bit here, guys. All right, then I think I need to trim down my seams a little bit on this. And then I'll put the two layers together, and I'll have to put different thread in my, oh, I just gotta stand up for a second, in my machine, in my cylinder arm. Right? Yeah. Oh my goodness, we're almost done. Okay. So, looks good. All right, let's trim down. Just these like side seams here, not all the way at the top. We just don't need this extra in our bag, right? I was thinking I was gonna do another bag, another Monroe with the handles, and I think I'll do a tutorial just on the handles for you guys to see, because that'll have to be a pre-recorded thing. Okay, so for this bag, what I need to do is, could you use your Tex 45 in your cylinder arm? I wouldn't recommend it. It's meant for more heavy duty, bigger thread, bigger needles, more layers. So I don't know. You might be able to, but that machine is not made for light thread. You're just going to ask that about the handles. Okay, I have some black ones all cut out and ready to like start. So I'll try and do a tutorial on that this week, because I'm not a pro like Lindsay is at it. And I know she does show on the tutorial for this bag how she does it. So if you do want to see that before I can get around to it, go check out Lindsay's video on the Monroe. I'm pretty sure she shows that. Do you ever get to watch your own videos? Linda, sometimes when I'm doing a bag that I haven't done in a while and I forget what I forget what I changed, I'll go back and watch my video, yeah. Fast forward till I get to the part that I need. I had to be careful unrolling this double-sided tape because it's that stupid defective roll. So I have to go slow at it. Okay. Right there. All right, guys. So here she is. Oh, it looks good. Okay. I'm like, where did I put my bag? Here it is. This is the front. I want it this way. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Oh, it fits like a glove. I mean, okay. So I've got a line here drawn, and that's going to be my line for putting the lining on. Okay, I'm going to tape it there, and then I'm going to take the tape off of the top layer, and I'm taping the top exterior down and over. Okay, so that's how this is put together. So I want to line up my seams first. I'm still dealing with my defective 1/2-inch roll. I feel the pain. Yeah, seriously. I have so many. Oh, thank you, Donna. My earrings. I got them at the farmer's market here. Okay. So I'm just going to put my lining where I need it first, and then we'll fold down the rest. Okay? Let me figure out how I'm going to hold this. All right. Here and here. Right there. Okay, so I'm just taping it right there. Pretty easy. Pretty easy peasy. But before I go all the way over, I'm going to do the other side here and make sure everything kind of matches up, okay? Nancy, it's clever to add that additional 1/2 inch that could pull down to seal it. Yeah. Yeah, I like the way that she does this bag. I really do. Okay, so I've got this second side here, and now I'm going to take it here and just kind of pull it so it's nice and even. Oh yeah, that looks good. Oh my goodness. I am so excited. This is turning out, guys. This is turning out. All right, and we're going to go here. Okay. Get that. Okay, so my lining is taped. Looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to take the tape off at the top and fold that over. And then I'm going to run a lighter, just a minute, along. There's fuzzies. I'm just going to run a lighter along here, just to seal that vinyl up, because it is going to be left raw edge. Now, I did the option of a single fold, right? Because it's vinyl. You can do, if you don't want the raw edge of your vinyl or whatever material, you can do a double fold. So you can do this with like cotton material, right? But I took an inch off, or a 1/2 inch off, so I'm just doing a single fold. If you do a double fold, pay attention to your seams and how thick they're going to get, because that will add to that. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. All right, so now I'm just gonna start at my seams, and I am gonna just put some clips so it doesn't pop up, because tape doesn't always hold it perfectly, right? So I am going to just like that. I did have the thought too, you could leave them both the same height and do like a pretty accent binding around it. Like with I could have used like this color and bound it around the top. I think that would have been really cute too. So feel free to experiment. Hi, sister. Deborah, glad you popped up on my feed. Subscribe. Looking forward to pursuing your channel. Thank you, Deborah. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for the support. Hope you love it. I appreciate it. Okay, I think I'm going to do a double row of stitches. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Double row of stitching. Okay. Oh my goodness, that turned out good. I'm very happy with it. Okay. So after I top stitch this, we will add our snaps to the side. Okay, there's little snaps that snap in, and then our zipper pull and our end cap, and then we're done. Isn't she cute? Oh, she's really cute. Okay, I've got to do some repositioning of the camera, and then we'll head over there. Double row. Yup, Susan, I'm doing it. Watch out. All right. Go. Linda, gorgeous back, Siah. Thanks for being my personal enabler. You are so welcome. All right, let me get my bobbin and my thread real quick. Sorry about that, guys. I should have had this set up and I didn't. Okay. Just a second. I have black on here, which I could totally use, but kind of want. I dare you not to feel joy. Okay, Susan. You act like I never double stitch. Just don't do it as much as you. All right, and then, let's see. No, I just dropped my bobbin. Chastity. Someone tell me why I just found a spoon in my purse. In case you have pudding that you need to eat, would be my guess. Do you have kids? That would be my other guess. I find weird stuff all the time in my bags. All right. Oof, some days I cannot thread to save my life. What the heck? Come on now. Prepared for ice cream. Hey, always be prepared. Come on. It's like it doesn't want to... Is it sticky? There it is. Almost had to get my readers, guys. Oh no. Come on. What the heck? Why is it so long? All right, ready. Freddy, let's do this. Ready, spaghetti. Seat. All right. Oh, very graceful, I know. When do you add? It's not a magnet, it's the snaps, right? It's the snap, so it has both sides. So you add it at the very end. All right, so I'm going to start back here by the side. So So I'm going to do my first, like a top stitch, and then the second row next to that down. Okay. Hi, Mimsy. All right, are we ready for this? Check my stitches. Looks good. Yeah, I'll try and record making the handles this next week, along with the Adina shoulder bag tutorial. Do you think you could leave the snaps off? Yes, you could totally leave the snaps off. The snaps aren't a make or break for the bag. It just gives it a shape and more closes it more on the top. I'll show you. You could totally leave the snaps off if you liked it better that way. Every time I see a cylinder arm, I want to go buy one. Yeah, well, I won't talk you out of that, so kind of love mine. Took me a hot second because I was a little scared of it, honestly, but it's not scary at all. Okay. First go around, just gonna make sure everything looks good. Okay, it looks gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna do a second stitch because I kind of want to hold down this bottom. What you could do is stitch on your flatbed from the inside, right? And then you have a good like gauge of that, but it could be a little uneven. So I wouldn't use that as your guideline. I would use the top of the bag as your guideline. So I want to go, I'm going to go, yeah, to the edge of there for my second one. All right, here we go. So a little bit more than an eighth. I'm going to start over here though, because I want to make sure I'm kind of tacking down that edge of the vinyl. Did you add tubing to the handles? I'll show you. It's like climbing rope that you can get from Amazon. That's what I added to the handles. And Annette's faux reel. If you're not going to do leather, her faux reel is makes great handles because it's so leather-like. It behaves the same way. You've got such a classic, classy look going on there. Thank you. Okay. All right. I am just gonna see, it missed it right here and here. It was a little too wide, guys. Shoot. Guess what? I have to go for third round. See what I mean when I say the fold's not always perfectly even? Excuse me. Hey, excuse me. It didn't get it right here and right here on the sides. Okay. One more time around. It's not going to hurt anything. That looks so good. Oh my gosh. All right. One more time around, guys. Sorry about that. There we go. I really want to make sure I tack that bottom edge down. So I'm going to go right in between these two, and we're going to do one more row. It's like the exact size of this middle foot, so I can get it right in between. I wonder if my needle's getting sticky. Oof. Okay, just a minute. Let me go grab a wipe. This is blowing your mind, Susan. You guys are funny. It's all Susan's dreams come true. Okay. So that's good. That really tacked it down. You don't have to do as many stitches as I did. On previous ones, I just did like, you know, a little bit than halfway down and went around, but I just know how my daughter uses and abuses these bags, and I don't want that edge coming up. That looks great. Okay, so, whoops, the last thing we have to do is our snaps on the side here. So we're just gonna install some snaps here and here, and it just brings it in like that, and then we need to put our zipper on. So let's go ahead and just do the snaps and then our zipper and we'll be done. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna move the camera one more time. Oh, sorry, cord stuck. All right, so I'm not sure if I need to adjust the snap markings for this. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so let me get my snaps and this and this and this. Thank you, guys. I am so happy I was able to just get this done in one little fell swoop. That's kind of nice. Okay, so I've got my just metal snaps here. And what she has you do, you know what, just a second. I'm going to get these threads melted real quick before I forget. Okay, beautiful. So cute. All right, she has you just line up these seams right here. What would it look like closed without the snaps? Without the snaps, it would just look like that. It would just lay like a regular bag. You could totally do that. It leaves a bigger opening over here, so I don't know if you could extend that zipper closure, but with the snaps, it pulls in like that. Okay. So this, we're just gonna go like this, and we need to do our markings. So I think I'm gonna stay with the same markings that's in the original, which is just an inch box and right there. We're just gonna stay with that. Okay, and then we just take our tool and we're going to punch through all layers. Okay, like that. Boom. It's not that hard at all to add these snaps, and I think it's cute with the snaps. I like it. I like what it adds. And you have the option to leave it open or closed. You don't have to have it snapped all the time. Okay, so same thing, inch down and in, right there. I make such a mess when I sew. All right, and then right there. Beautiful. Okay. So now we're just going to add our little snaps on there. I'm going to just move the camera over so you guys can see my other really messy area here. Okay. Where's my phone? There it is. Oh my goodness. All right. So I've got my little press here. Oh wait. Yeah. So just decide, you know, you probably want your cap side to be on the facing out on the right side of the bag. So we're gonna do that side first. I've got two caps here. And then this piece goes with the caps. Just know, kind of orient yourself here. I kind of get confused sometimes. All right, so these two go together. Can you guys see that? All right, and then this goes on the bottom, and then this is it this one or is it that one? See, this is where I always get confused. Is it this one? Because that presses down. Yeah, so it's this one. this die. Goes on the top, and I leave my rivet cap press on the bottom here. And then I put the cap in on this side and the snap. Because you want it to, oh wait, nope. We want it to snap this way. I gotta do it the other way. The cap goes on the inside. Like that. Because you want the snap to be on the outside of the bag. So make sure that you're installing the snap piece on the outside and it's gonna snap like that, or else you'll be snapping like that and that won't be as cute. All right, here we go. Let's see if I got the right pieces on my press. Do you think magnet snaps would work? Yes and no. They probably would work. They wouldn't be as strong. I don't know how well they would hold your bag shut like this would. This is just a little bit more secure, I think, in your snap. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to do one side first. Well, no, I'll do the other side too. This, go through, and this on top. Just make sure you practice maybe a snap on something else before you do it on your bag, or have multiple snaps ready to go, because that doesn't look like it. Sometimes I wonder if I'm doing this wrong. Is this the wrong piece? No, I don't think it is. I never remember with snaps, you guys. I don't do them often enough. I think I did that right though. All right. The trick is to see if the other side works too now. Come on. All right, so the other one has a longer and a shorter end. So the longer one goes under the back and the shorter end goes on top. So you need to change your press out. This is your top one. And this is your bottom. Okay, here we go. Put this on the top. And it should fit right in there. Now, you don't have to have a press. They have these with like a hammer and tools as well. All right, so there's that. Now the test is to see if they snap together. Beautiful. It worked. Beautiful. Just make sure your snap works. You don't want to put on a dud and then leave it. Okay, that one works. And sometimes snaps are just duds and you just need to put on a new snap and there's not much you can do about it. I do sell these in all finishes on my website, you guys. All the hardware I'm using on this bag is sold on my website, and I am having an end of the summer sale starting tomorrow. 20% off of everything. So fill up your carts. All right. I think I need to press it just a little harder. Okay, beautiful. See, I don't think this one's gonna hold it as tightly. See, sometimes the snaps just, I'm gonna try and press this one again. This happens, and I don't know why. Wire snips work well. I have to go watch cam snaps. Yeah, for reals. Snaps are confusing. Guys, I have been doing snaps for 5 years and I still get confused on it. So either I need to remove this and try it again, which I can totally do. You can always remove them. It's not a big deal. or it just didn't get pressed correctly. All right, let's try it now. Fingers crossed. There we go. Okay, I just need to press it harder. All right, guys, we're there. Sorry, moving cameras. So you guys can see. Would you like me to, you always have issues with those snaps. Either they don't snap enough or they're too tight. Would you like me to grab my other Monroe that is smaller? Or so we can compare it real quick, or are you guys good? I'm going to put on my pole real quick so you can see it zipped up. I'll put the end cap on later. Yeah, okay. It's just out in the other room. Let me go snag it real quick. I thought I had brought it in before the video, but I didn't. Okay. You guys, how adorable is that? I kind of am digging it at this 120%, honestly. Okay, let me go grab the smaller one and we can compare the two. Okay, so here's the original size. Oh, I forgot to add the little bow. That's okay. So here's the original size. Sorry. Okay. That's how much bigger it is at 120. This one has flat handles. That is an option. If you do not want to do the rolled handles, you have the option to do flat handles. Obviously easier, total different look completely, but still really cute. And then if you were to leave the sides out, that's what it looks like with the sides out. Okay. Super cute, right? I kind of like the bigger. I mean, they're both really cute. I mean, they're both awesome, but I'm kind of digging the bigger 120%. Yep. Okay, that's it, guys. I'll put the end cap. That's all that's missing is the zipper end cap on this one. And she's all done. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Let me know if you guys have any comments or questions. I'll try and link everything below. There's a link to purchase the pattern down in the description. If you could use that link, that would be amazing. It's an affiliate link, just FYI. And let me know if you guys have any comments or questions. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. A video on how to enlarge. Okay. Okay. Yay! Thank you, guys. All right. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you later.